I'm a recruiter and I review your resumes. The resume we have up first is garbage, and I know that because they told me it's garbage. This is a software developer that has already failed before I even look at it, and I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just telling you why you're not getting any interviews. So this person said software developer. Well, if you're a software developer, you need to pick a stack. If you do not pick a stack, you will fail. If you are entry level, pick a stack. If you have 20 years in the business, pick a stack. It needs to be Java, backend C#.NET, backend Python, front end, or full stack. Also, maybe AI engineer, that could be one as well, but these are the most 5 commons. And I've worked for startups that are like super AI tech. They still want you to basically pick a stack. So the reason I know this resume is garbage, not just because they picked a stack, is because they told me their ratio. And a ratio is how many applications it takes to get an interview. If your resume takes over 50 applications to get an interview, your resume is bad. If it takes under 50 applications to get an interview, your resume is good. And this person takes them 150 plus to get an interview. So this is a very bad garbage resume. The resume is garbage, not the person, all right? I'm not calling the software engineer garbage. I'm calling their resume garbage. Those are different things. Also, I want to let everybody know I do more than tech, but right now tech is in the dumpster, so like 90% of the resumes sent to me are tech. So I don't know what stack they are, so I'm just going to make a guess and say full stack. Full stack is one of the most common stacks, so we're going to judge this only as if it was a full stack software developer. Are you a backend Java developer? Too bad, you didn't tell me. So 20 seconds on the clock. That is the only amount of time that recruiters have to actually view your resume. Otherwise, you would get fired for not being good at your job, which is very accurate. So 20 seconds on the clock. Can I find 75% of these in qualification format, not keyword format, which I will explain after. So let's begin and go. Okay, degree, good. Formatting's off. This doesn't matter. Refactored a monolithic repository into don't care about SPA. I do care about React and TypeScript. Stripped one times. Okay, this is need more. Okay, engineer to React, RESTful API, good. But why did you do this? This doesn't matter. Enforced a Zod, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh, the last one was actually okay. So this does not pass. This person also stated, been having trouble getting any solid leads? Yes, because your resume does not have what we need to move you forward. Would like to know if there's anything I can do to improve it given the experience. I'm not sure, maybe I just need to frame it better. Yeah, you just need to frame it better. So my dog just sneezed very loudly. All right, so here's why I discounted the skill section, right? Everybody's like, he has or she has all of their up in the skill section. Why did you mark that as red? Why does that not count? So earlier I said we are looking for qualifications, not keywords. And what a keyword is one of these, right? This is something the hiring team needs. They need somebody that knows TypeScript. They need somebody that knows JavaScript. Maybe they need somebody that can talk to stakeholders, right? That is a skill the hiring team needs. That is a keyword. The problem is recruiters are not keyword hunting. We are qualification hunting. And a qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus the reason and or result that you used it, plus where you used it. And if it's not those 4 things, it does not make a qualification. And I need to see 75% of these in qualification format, or else it doesn't count. Hence, this does not tell me how you did it. It does not tell me the reason and result, nor where you did it. So thus, this does not matter. Hence, that is why I cannot count that. Also, your formatting is off. It's not the worst, right? Like, this is not the worst formatting ever. Your bullet points are the real problem. But you want to use this as your formatting. This is how to do it. The link is in the description below. The only people that don't want to do this are high level managers and people who are job hoppers. But everybody else, from accountants to engineers, need this type of resume. So again, you don't want this. This shouldn't be highlighted. Blah, blah, blah. But a bigger problem is just in the bullet points. So here is where we start. Your first sentence is Again, mid, right? I want at least 3 of these in each bullet point. Refactored a monolithic legacy repository. Okay, I don't really see how that refactoring is relevant. You could have just said created a repository, right? Just created a repository or whatever, using TypeScript, React, and then whatever other stuff that you put in there. I don't know. You didn't tell me. Implementing strip typing to reduce. I don't care about this, but at least it gives me a reason or result. It's kind of too technical and too bulky, but at least it still gives me a reason or result. And then we go down here, RESTful APIs using Python, Fast API, good. And then to drive endpoints that decouple data logic from front end to rely. Why is that relevant to the business? I don't know. You didn't tell me. That is not relevant. Then enforce strict blah, 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 crashes, API transmission. Again, does not count. Nothing there is what I need. You already mentioned RESTful API up above, which is something we need. You do not need to mention it again in this same job. Then revitalized a non-functional, doesn't matter. None of this matters. None of this is relevant. This is hot dogs and I need hamburgers. And then contributed to streamlining the SDLC by adopting Git feature branching and agile workflow, which significantly, you don't need to say significantly, you can just say which reduced, merged conflicts, and prevented code regressions. Cool. Do I know what that is? No, but at least I know that you did something that the business liked. So this is actually a good sentence. So here is why you are struggling is A, you did not pick a stack. There's not enough in here to be moved forward for a full stack. There's not enough here to move forward for backend Python. There's just not. And 2, in your first job, you only had really 2.25 bullet points. And that was what, 30%, 40% of what I needed? I need 75%. Then we go down to here, and again, this doesn't count. Remember, you need to tell me how you do it. This does not count. You do not need to put this here, otherwise it's a wasted space. And then there's one thing here I need, and that's it, except for down here. So again, the stuff that you put here needs to be in bullet points. If this is not in bullet points, it does not count. And this is actually the stuff that I would look for this role. But the problem is you did not put it in bullet points, so thus it doesn't count. So sadly, this doesn't count. This doesn't count. This doesn't count, and then down there that doesn't count. So this is why you are struggling to get interviews, and that we're in a recession. Like, let me be clear. My advice gets people a 1 in 7. So if you follow my advice, you get 1 interview per 7 applications. But we are still in a recession. It's still difficult. Like, I'm not blaming job seekers by being like, ho, 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 your resume is bad. No, like, we're in a recession. This sucks. Like, it does. There are more people looking for jobs than there are jobs available. And the methods I teach you will get you more interviews. So I'm trying to be cruel to be kind, essentially. But right now, this just does not have anything. The formatting is bad. And I'm going to say it has about 30% of what I need. And I need about full 75%. And I need you to not make it too crazy technical. You might not even be a full stack developer. I don't know. But the problem is you didn't tell me, and your lack of specification, you not being specific, is why you're having problems. So be specific, pick a job title you're going for, tailor your resume to the job title, and use that job title resume to mass apply. But right now this is not going to work because it has too many hot dogs, which I said I would explain. So I want you to imagine that you are hungry, all right? You are hungry. It is your lunch break, so you go to your local hamburger shop, and you're like, hey, hamburger shop waiter, I want a cheeseburger with pickles and onions. And they say, okay, cheeseburger with pickles and onions. You say cheeseburger with pickles and onions. So they go back. They bring you out a hot dog with cheese, pickles, and onions. And they say, here is your hot dog. And you say, well, I didn't want a hot dog. I wanted a cheeseburger. A cheeseburger is different than a hot dog. And they would say, no, it's not. A hot dog has cheese. A hot dog has pickles. A hot dog has onions. A hot dog is meat. A hot dog has buns. Thus, you described to me what you wanted, and this is what you wanted. You would look at them like they were trying to gaslight you, and you would walk away without paying. And that is the problem that you have here, is most of this stuff that you wrote down is hot dogs, not hamburgers, right? Like this. Enforce strict client-side safety by integrating a ZOD schema, preventing application crashes by sanitizing malformed user inputs before API. That's a hot dog. That's not what I'm looking for. That might imply what I'm looking for, but if something is implied in your resume, it does not exist. It does not. So this does not count, right? This does not count. Here, engineered RESTful APIs, good, using Python. Those are hamburgers. Designing schema-driven endpoints. Okay, you're starting to lose me. That decoupled data logic. This is a hot dog. This does not describe how the business has benefited from this. This is good, right? And this is a sentence which, even though I do not understand because I am a tech recruiter, that is still at least understandable as to how you help the business and how you have to write it. So that is the problem with this resume. It has too many hot dogs. It doesn't describe enough of what I need, and not enough of them are in qualification format. So, before we go to the next resume, if anybody ever needs any more help, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. That is where I get these keywords. That is where I help people get jobs a little bit more than I can through YouTube. And to everybody watching, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And to my members who get access to my videos just a little bit early, if you want to be a member, you can join in the link below. I want to thank you for supporting my channel. It's a small channel. Your support means a lot to me. So thank you very much. And let's go to the next resume. This is a Python software engineer. So if you can notice, the keywords little bit different than full stack, even though full stack includes backend. So what do we need? We need Python. Yeah, you need to put Python. If you're a Python developer and you don't put Python, you're in for a bad time. SQL, Docker, Cloud, any of them works. Although if you do GCP, you need to put Google Cloud Platform and then in parenthesis GCP. CI/CD, RESTful APIs or REST APIs, Git. And then this is where there is a big difference, is most Python developers are split into either Python with an AI bent or Python with a full stack bent, or Python with both of them. And when I'm looking for full stack, I'm not looking for all of the stuff of the previous one, but I am looking for maybe a little bit of TypeScript and JavaScript and HTML. And if you're going for AI, I would like to see agentic. That is preferable. If possible, multi-agent systems, but most people don't have that, so LangChain would work. Then nice to have is Fast API, Flask, or Django. Then rare, ETL, Java, OAuth 2, MongoDB, microservices, and architecture. Have I seen those? Yes. Are they rare? Yes. This is a bad resume. Their previous one got 150. They said they made some changes according to the guide, and they want to know if they're moving in the right direction. They made it more towards a Python developer. So this we don't know the ratio of their new one, but their old one was bad. So 20 seconds on the clock, and go. Okay, can't use anything here. Okay, this should be in like one line, but whatever. Design and implement a Python-based REST API, good, using to process documents to support natural language queries. Okay, build document chunking. This is no relevancy. Hot dog. This is nice. Designed and implemented did the timer not start? Okay, I'm going to do one more bullet point. Designed and implemented Python. Okay, good. And that. So, yes, there are still problems with this resume. This is better than your last one, but it's still filled with a lot of hot dogs. So, remember, if it's not directly related to being a Python developer, then it does not matter. And this does not count. You do not want this. I also need to see where you are located, because the only reason you would want a summary, well, there are 3 reasons, but most people don't need them. One of the reasons you would want a summary is if you are relocating, because relocating is a red flag. And I don't see where you are able to relocate. Here, it should be here. There is a reason I put it up here, is because this shows that you are located in the same area, and companies just don't do relo. Do companies do relo? Yes. Will they? No. And if they see that you are relocating to another area, they probably will reject you out of pocket. Then formatting issues, mostly good. Slight correction is this should be one line, and yeah, this should be one line if you can put it in. Oh, that was the previous one. So like if you notice, this is 1 line, this is 3. I think your formatting is still slightly off. I don't know what it is though, but maybe it's a little bigger. And then we get down to here, and again, designed and implemented a Python-based REST API using fast APIs. Good. The problem is that's 2 things I want and 1 very nice to have. But I need more, right? Like I need a little bit more in your first sentence because I don't have it. There's not enough there to move you forward because it's 2 things I want and 1 extra credit when you need 3 things I want and then maybe extra credit. And then this is completely irrelevant. This is completely irrelevant. Like this does not matter. And then this is okay. My problem is you didn't tell me the reason and result. Like, why did you automate testing? What is containerized? You could just say, like, used Docker and CI/CD workflows with GitHub Actions to automate our testing and deployment. That's how I would rather you write that. But right now, that's a little too technical. And then we go down to here. And again, good that you have Python, but I need at least a minimum of 3 keywords per bullet point. And I don't have that. And then here, this has nothing to do with anything I want. This has nothing to do with anything I want. This has an extra credit, but is not enough. Again, extra credit is extra credit. I need the things I want the most first. And then... yeah, like nothing else. So this is the problem with your resume is it's filled with a bunch of junk. Like, where's SQL? I don't think I saw SQL at all. Did I see Docker? I might have seen Docker. Where? There it is. Okay, so Docker was good. I don't see cloud, although it's possible that because you only have the AWS up there, you don't have it anywhere else. Yeah, it's all the way down there. No one's gonna scroll that far down to find it. Then what about? We did have Git. We did have CI/CD. I didn't really see AI. Like you just said LLM, but I need a little bit more than LLM. I need to know some of the tools that you used. And I get that you said it's agentic, but cool. What part of agentic? What did you use? Did you use LangChain? I don't know. You didn't tell me. And then the rest of it doesn't. So this is why your resume is struggling is A, no location. There's a big problem. B, you just fill your resume with stuff that I just don't care about or need for this role. And the sentences that you do have that I care about are a little too technical or they just don't have enough things in it that I want. So that's all I can do for this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a business analyst, I think. This person was having trouble finding their job titles, but the closest we came was a business analyst. This is a garbage resume. They have gotten not zero interviews. They've gotten very, very little interviews. So it's over 50 applications to 1. I think it's 1 interview per 170, which is not great. But no, they said they've applied to over 150, and you've gotten maybe 1 in 200 to 1 in 75, depending on when you count it. So not a good resume. So for a business analyst intern, what we need is, I need to make sure you're still enrolled. So your degree. I also need a basic knowledge of SQL, Snowflake, Python, Tableau, Power BI. Communicate and influence people, right? You have to be able to influence people. You have to be able to communicate. Microsoft, Windows, and Office. And that includes Word, PowerPoint, and Advanced Excel and Outlook, along with deadlines and that you can organize things. And I need to see that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. If I do not find 75% of that, you do not move forward. So let's see what I can find in 20 seconds. And go. Okay, these mean nothing to me. Secured funding, don't care. This is badly written, but I like the principle behind it. Closed. I don't care about closing deals. Oh, Excel. There we go. You have Excel, actually. Boosted response rate by A. Why am I looking for this? Closed 70K after verticals building. What is this? This is not related. Built ramp by... Oh, here we go. That one. That is almost good. Okay. You have so many hot dogs, but the core of good bullet points is actually built into here. But my goodness, it is hard to find. I barely got through your second internship. So, first things first, Fix your formatting. Please, please make it look like this. This is how it should be. You need to do that. Second off, this is actually okay. So here's what isn't good. Sorry. I don't care about your coursework, right? This is not relevant. But as you are an intern, these fellowships are beneficial to have. So this should be let me change the color. This should be 2 lines maximum, right? One that contains this and your GPA, and the other that includes your fellowships and awards. And then again, write them like this. So there'll just be another bullet point here that has the fellowships and awards. Then we get down to here, and again, please, please, please fix your formatting. This is so hard to read. And co-founder and chief strategy officer. I'm hiring an intern. Why would I hire a chief strategy officer? I get that this can look good for a self company, but like, don't put just put like what you did, because I don't even know what you did here. And then securing funding by accelerating AR development, blah 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 blah. That doesn't matter. That this not relevant. You know what is actually relevant in this? Directed product pivot. You know what this shows? You can at least pivot and you understand the business and you can direct other people in doing it. You did not tell me how you did it, which is a big problem because this is complete junk. And then this is mostly junk, except for the fact that you said Excel, but that's a different Excel. In fact, most of the reasons you probably got an interview is because you put Excel and they think it means Excel as in Microsoft Office, not Excel as in a go-to-market strategy or whatever that stands for. Then we have here, what is founding head of growth? Like, again, you're an intern, bro. You're an intern. Just is this a project? I'm so confused. Why would I hire a founding head of growth to be an intern for a business analyst? Boosted response rate. Again, this doesn't matter. I don't care how you succeeded or what you did to succeed. I don't care your accomplishments. I care that you match what I'm looking for. Verticals, again, this is too technical, doesn't matter, but this one isn't terrible. Like, reduced ramp time by mentoring 45 interns. Okay, cool. Via daily check-ins and reinforcing SOPs covering cold outreach and sales calls. That is actually a good bullet point. I don't know what you meant by reduced ramp time. I don't think that's relevant, but mentored 45 interns is solid. At least shows you can work with others, you can influence people and communicate. But you know what I'm missing from this? I'm missing Microsoft Excel. I'm missing Outlook. I'm missing PowerPoint. I'm missing Tableau. I'm missing Power BI. I'm missing Snowflake. I'm missing Snowflake, SQL. And I'm missing how you can take direction and criticism. I do think I see how you work well with others. And, like, this is the stuff that's missing. Like, you filled your entire resume with how awesome you are, but, bro, you're an intern. No one's going to care, right? If this was good enough, right, you wouldn't need to apply. They would come to you, and that's not the case. And I'm not saying it's not impressive. I think you should take pride in it. This is awesome. Y Combinator is good. I know that. I've recruited in that space before, but, like, it's not really relevant to a lot of the stuff we're asking for because you have to zero in on relevancy. So that's all I can do on this resume because there's just so much junk that I can't even find what I need. Next, resume. This is a GRC analyst. So what do we need from a GRC analyst? We need GRC, security, compliance, SOC, ISO, or HIPAA, cloud and its certs, AI governance, cross-functional, NIST, CIS, audit, Microsoft tools, so Excel, SharePoint, Word, navigating documentation, and speaking to non-technical teams and stakeholders. This is a 1 in 50, so this resume should be solid. That does mean a 1 in 50 is good. It's just I'm going to be a little bit nitpicky, and we can probably make it even better. Because, again, most people get a 1 in 7 after they do all of my techniques. Unless they're applying only to fully remote roles or they are needing a visa, because then that's going to hurt your chances. So, 20 seconds are on the clock. Let us see what I can find and go. Degree, good. CompTI, okay. Manage end-to-end GRC security compliance for FedEx-related, okay, good. Documented frameworks, coordinated directly across functional teams. A little bit long, but still good. Authorize and update security policies, procedures. Okay, good. Oh, I love this. Supported AI governance initiative security reviews by emerging technology. Responsible aligned adoption. Okay, that seems solid. So, am I missing anything here? I think I'm missing cloud, but this is mostly good. Let me read what they wrote. Hey, Lee, thanks for your feedback. I applied the changes you suggested, and here's the new resume. About the interview call, it was reached out to. Ask someone from that company. Okay, cool. So we don't know how much this is working yet, but you might have gotten an interview, which is good. If it's a cold apply, it's an interview. So what do we have and what are we missing? So we have GRC, security compliance, perfect. I don't see SOC or ISO or HIPAA, but I might want to count NAST. You may want to make it plainer language, but I think that, no, that doesn't count. So I don't see cloud. I don't see AI governance, but I do see cross-functional. I do see NIST, right? That's good. I think I saw, did I see CIST as well? CIS. I didn't, but whatever. Audits, I did see. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. I did see Microsoft tools. I think I saw documentation as well, which should be good. Oh, no, there's AI governance. It's at the bottom. Then I've got pretty solid here. Did I see navigating documentation? I think I did. Documentation frameworks. I don't see specifically navigating it, but I do see speaking to stakeholders and non-technical people. So this is good. Here's how we can make it better. If you have cloud, add cloud. The second is your first bullet point. While good is too long, ideally we want three lines maximum. So where would I cut this? Manage energy compliance operation for federally regulated CUI. I don't know if CUI is, but that's fine. Projects by navigating NIST. And is CMC needed? I don't know. Documentation frameworks. National teams and IT to community audit read. We need to shrink this down just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not sure where we can actually shrink this is unfortunately a case, but I want to shrink it just a little teeny bit. So we want it to be on 3 lines max. Is there anything like managed end-to-end GRC and security compliance for an operation we want, because that's CSO, for federally regulated research projects? Is this week something we can cut? Research projects by navigating NIST. We probably want the number. And then do I need CMMC? Maybe. Documentation. I don't know if I need frameworks, right? Here's something we can cut. Frameworks. And coordinating with, I don't want to say directly, I just want to say coordinating with cross-functional research and IT teams to maintain audit readiness, right? And we can just say to maintain audit readiness. Cutting those should at least help. So then I would like CIS, I would like SOC or ISO or HIPAA, unless CMMC is the equivalent of that. I can't be in every industry. And then I would like, that's solid. This kind of counts as documentation. In fact, you may want to move this or make it more clear that this is navigating documentation, but the rest of this is good. And then we go down here, and again, we don't want to use this flowery language. We don't want to say spearheaded, just say led the design of a phishing simulation using Microsoft Defender and Excel by dashboards. Then we can do it. So overall, it's not bad. It's just very wordy. Oh, here it is. Because the problem is I actually see some stuff down here. No one's going to scroll this far down. So I think we need to shrink this a little bit. And then I would actually place this sentence towards the top. Mainly because it has the SOC and the ISO. So I would actually lead with that and say something like created response procedures referencing SOC, ISO, and NIST security standards to ensure all documentation aligned with audit requirements. So do those and it should be better. But overall, this is good. I also don't know if CompTI is really needed here. The cybersecurity, maybe. I don't know if you really need to keep this CompTI. That's really more for help desk. So overall, It's good. It does pass. It's just I'm trying to make it go from a 1 in 50 to like a 1 in 10 to a 1 in 7. Next resume. This is a DevOps engineer. So what we need for a DevOps engineer is DevOps cloud and its words. So like AWS and EC2 or Azure, and I don't actually know the Azure ones or GCP ones off the top of my head, but just like 1 or 2 of them, don't overload it. CI/CD, Git, Hub Actions, Python, PowerShell, Bash, Linux, Unix, Infrastructure as Code, IAC, Kubernetes, Terraform, Helm, Ansible, and a bonus for AI, Databricks, and industry. So, can we find this in 20 seconds? I don't know. This is a redone resume, so we'll see how well they've redone it. And let's check it out. 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Okay. This is too long, but Kubernetes good, Golang don't care, Argo don't care, GitHub Actions I do to build ephemeral testing. Why is this important? I need to know. Use Terraform to manage and secure scalable the components that are used to run. That's actually really fantastic. Use GitHub Actions. You already mentioned that above. And Git Ops don't care about with Argo don't care about. Argo don't care about. Kubernetes I do. And probably declined. There's just too much here. It's not the worst. So let me read what you wrote. Just reading my resume, just casually looking. Okay, so there's a couple of things here. A, use the formatting, which you've mostly got. But this looks different than this, if you can tell. Also, since you've used Kubernetes in your last role, I don't care that you've gotten a cert in it, right? You've already used it. I don't care. Same with, you may want the AWS cert. That's fine. But since you've also got an engineering in cybersecurity, probably don't need the IT one here. So this at least can save some space. I know normally you want to do it if they're different, but like engineering and cybersecurity is sort of more related than what you're doing than just information technology. And then we go down here, and the problem is a lot of this stuff is just hot dogs, right? Used Kubernetes, okay, good. And GitHub Actions, okay, to build ephemeral testing environments. Why is that important? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What I would like you to say is build testing environments using Kubernetes, GitHub Actions, and in an AWS cloud infrastructure to X and Y for our microservices. And then down here, Terraform, solid, to manage securable, scalable, good. Again, these should probably just be combined. I think those can be combined. And then we go down here, and then you already mentioned GitHub Actions in the same job. You don't want to double up on the same job and the same skills. It's good to mention Terraform and GitHub here. Don't double it up, right? Each job should have one of... Do not repeat the keyword in the same job. You repeat it in multiple jobs, but not the same one. And then we get down to here, and again, most of this stuff is not related. Continuous integration, and you should just say CI/CD, right? I don't know if you have the CD part of it, but just say CI/CD. Almost all of them say it, or at the very least say continuous integration and whatever continuous deployment parentheses CI/CD. You got to be very specific. For Kubernetes is good, but again, you already mentioned Kubernetes, so it's not good. So there's really nothing in here besides the CI part, which is solid, but I need more. And then Grafana and Honeycomb, none of these is related. So this resume is helped by the first 2 bullet points being pretty solid, but like this is the stuff that I would want. And then down here, good, Ansible, good, to manage secure scalable components to run the perfect. I actually don't have any notes about this. This is a perfect one. I want you to write every other bullet point like this. This is fantastic. Let's see. Used Argo. What is it with Argo? Why do you like Argo so much? I don't think that's a requirement. It's Argo. Don't care. Helm I do to Git Ops. Maybe. Practices for Kubernetes, good, because remember, you did not repeat it again here, so this is good. For Git Ops, you already mentioned. So here's also my problem. Again, you mentioned the same things a lot that I don't need, and the other is, I know this is going to enrage you, but I need you to just say the word DevOps, right? Just say the word DevOps, and then I need some of the other stuff here, like Python, which I don't think I saw. Yeah, that's all the way at the second page. No one's going to go that far down. Bash, I don't see. Linux, I don't see. Unix, I don't see. Infrastructure as code, no, I don't see it. So you're on the right track, but I need you to simplify it even more, and I really need you to add the stuff that I need and not put a lot of the stuff that I don't, because a lot of this is just irrelevant. So that's all I can do for this resume, and that's all I can do for this episode. I just want to thank y'all for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. It really helps me out. And if you ever need more help, feel free to join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And, you know, to my members who get access to videos a little bit early, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm a small channel, and I really appreciate what you all do for me, so thank you. If you wanted to be a member, you can join in the link below. But for this video, that is it, so thank you very much, and I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later, y'all.